Well, after that first 6 minutes or however long it was, we decided to play some basketball. A lot of credit to Nelson and how well they run their stuff, man. I thought they came out and no fear, came out and ran their stuff, shot the ball well, played with confidence, played together, and did exactly what they needed to do to get out and jump out to a big lead versus us. And we came out flat and did not weren't talking, weren't playing as hard as we should play, weren't being disruptive defensively. We let them do whatever they wanted to do, and that's not our brand of basketball. And it wasn't until that some changes, some subs, that second lineup came in, and I thought we got some big-time performances today. You know, we give out a chain, a top dog and a dog mentality chain, and our dog mentality chain is like a toughness award. And our two people that got it today were Cherie Spencer and Micaiah Chase. And I know, I think the player of the game for the ESPN Plus was Andy, and I think the radio had it Megan Nestor, and they had some good games. But when you look at the stat sheet I have in my hand and you look at a plus 40 on a plus minus and a plus 44 on a plus minus, that tells you how effective they're being on the floor. And Cherie Spencer came in and played her tail off, gave effort, applied pressure on the ball, was moving all over the place and making plays happen, and didn't care about – it wasn't about scoring. It was about playing harder than another team and putting ourselves in position to have success. And then Micaiah Chase was all over the floor. I think the 4 assists should have been about 8, but people didn't finish the play. But to have 10 points, 8 rebounds from the guard spot, she's plus 44. She was all over the place. And that's how we've got to play. That should be our brand of basketball. But I'm never going to complain about a win, and definitely not a 50-point win. So, and I think we're one steal off the steal record. So it lets you know that when we're playing to our full capability, then we're creating turnovers, we're creating extra possessions for ourselves, and that could have easily, if we come out the first 5-6 minutes and play like we're capable of playing, could have been a 25-26 steal game and broken the school record. So we'll keep growing, we'll keep learning, and but we got to put it together because next week we got 2 really good opponents in Abilene Christian and SMU.
Yeah, I was gonna say, what'd you tell your players in that timeout to kind of turn it in? That's repeatable.
I probably blacked out, so it's probably not repeatable what was said in that timeout. But the main thing was the effort. I just didn't think we were playing with the effort that we should have came out the game with. I thought we respected Grambling, right? And we came out in that first quarter, and 21-0 was a score. That lets you know how locked in we were in. We had a chance to shut them out in that first quarter. And then you see stretches in this game, too. The first 5 minutes of the fourth quarter, we held them scoreless. The last 5 minutes of the first quarter, we held them scoreless. So that tells you what we're capable of doing defensively when we're locked in. But you can't do it with a lack of effort and a lack of communication. So we've got to be better about respecting our opponent, whoever we play.
Yeah, this is your guys' best start since, I think, the 01-02 season. What does that mean to you guys as a team?
I hope what it means is that we get some confidence from this. We realize that this can be a special team. We orchestrated 4 games in a row at home on purpose with this new team to make sure we had some confidence before we got on the road and before we really get tested. But we got a big test coming in on Wednesday with Abilene Christian, and I'm glad that we scheduled the education game to be that game. We know we're going to have a bunch of rowdy kids in the gym and a lot of energy. So even though it's an early game, we should have a lot of energy because of the kids. But Abilene Christian's good, man. They return a lot of players off of a really good team. They're off to a great start, and if we come off to a slow start like we did today, then it'll be a bigger hole than what we face today. And so we got to make sure that we get some good prep days in. I know they play SFA coming up, I think tomorrow, and so we get a chance to watch that game. But we got to be prepared next week.
Yeah, because you guys have not only ACU, which you're right, they're off to a 3-0 start, but you got Oklahoma State after that, you got SMU. So you kind of had this run up here where it gets real.
Gets real quick.
Yeah. So are you guys ready for it to get real at this point?
We're ready to prepare for Abilene Christian, and that's what's next. I think anytime you start trying to bite off more than you can chew, it's not a good thing. And so we've got to we do self-scout after every game, and so we're going to break down this game and see all the areas that we can get better. I thought our rim defense was not very good, so anytime they drove baseline, it was a wide open layup, and we've got to be better at our rotations. I think our bigs, we got the ball inside, but we faded away a lot today. And so we didn't finish plays that we should finish. And so there's a lot of little things that we got to clean up, but we'll be prepared for ACU, and that's all we're going to look at right now is Abilene Christian, and we'll focus on that.
11 players, back-to-back games, score, everyone that played. What do you think, and what would you speak to the depth of this team?
Strength in numbers is what we have. I think one of the best things about this team is the quality of depth that we have. You know, we can play 11 players right now, all 11 players that are suited out, and we have more than that hopefully are going to come healthy in the near future. But the quality of depth on this team is as good as I've ever had, and so that allows us to play an up-tempo game and keep people fresh, where other teams, when they rotate, there's a drop-off in talent. And so and it also allows you to have some games where maybe somebody doesn't have their best game, and somebody else can come in, and Micaiah Chase can come and be plus 44, and Sharice Spencer can be plus 40. And so what's great about this team is it's so early in getting to know this team that we're still playing with lineups. We're still trying to figure things out with this team. But every time we get a chance to play a game or to take a practice, we're learning about this team. And so, again, we'll keep learning, we'll keep growing, but happy with the effort from the most part with this game.
Coach, you ended the game with 23 steals, obviously. You mentioned an uptick in defensive intensity. Just how much of an emphasis was it to create turnovers?
I mean, it wasn't a big emphasis to create turnovers. It was a big emphasis to disrupt them, to disrupt their timing, to pressure the basketball, to make them uncomfortable. You saw those first few possessions. They're backdoor cutting. They're getting open threes. We're looking lost, and part of that was it starts with our ball pressure. And if they can just pass wherever they want to and feel comfortable, then they're gonna be good. They're a college basketball team, man. And I don't care what level. If you're playing college basketball, you're a good player. And so and they can shoot the ball, they can pass it. They're skilled, and that team was 4-0 prior to this game. And so you're talking about a team that they put on their shoes and they put on their shorts like everybody else does, and they came out confident and ran their stuff. But we have to do what we're capable of doing, and we never talk about getting steals. We never talk about trying to get block shots. We talk about playing elite defense, forcing tough shots, force them to be uncomfortable. When we do those things, we put ourselves in position to get the defensive rebound, and if we put ourselves in position to make a play that turns into a steal and a live ball turnover, then let's go capitalize off that. And so we thought that from a game plan standpoint, that if we applied pressure, we would create some turnovers, and the times we did that, we did a good job.
Yeah, you mentioned some of those rebounds based off that defensive performance. You guys out-rebounded Nelson 55-29. Just what did you kind of see?
Well, it wasn't that to start the game, I can tell you that. The first play they scored off of was an offensive rebound, kick out for a three. We've just got to block out. We can't rely on one or two people to rebound the ball, and I was happy with the effort, especially from our bench, man. You look at Micaiah Chase again with 8 rebounds, and Jalen Talley with 5, and a lot of just different people that haven't necessarily been rebounding at a high level before today did that today. And so we've got to keep, that was a focus in practice. So that was a good thing as far as carryover from practice to live ball play, that we've been doing blockout drills every day pretty much. And so it was good to see that kind of carry over into the game.
Yeah, and you kind of talked about offensive versatility all season, right? And then heading into this game, you guys were leading the team, you're leading the nation in three-point percentage. And in the first half, you guys didn't make a three, and then we saw more of the paint presence and finishing at the rim. How good was it, at least to see on the court, that you guys can make that adjustment as well?
Well, we still wanted to hit the threes, but obviously, we're not relying on just one way to score the ball, and that's what's great about this team. I think that when we step up and shoot free throws like we're capable of too, that's an area where I was a little disappointed that we were 60% from the free throw line, when I think this team is capable of being 75, 80% from the free throw line. But we can score in a variety of ways, and so you're able to see a different form of that today. And I think as the season goes on and you see different things being thrown at us, you're going to see us score in different ways. And so what's great about this team is they're confident in each other, and they're confident in each other's ability to score the ball, and they know how certain players want to score the ball, and we did a pretty good job of putting them in position to score today.
Coach, you kind of mentioned Andy Schisler earlier. How do you and your coaching staff go into finding these diamond in the rough players that maybe come from lower levels? Like, that's something you've been great at your time here. Like, what goes into scouting those players and getting them to come here to North Texas?
Well, Andy's been somebody that we had a relationship with for a long time. I knew Andy. I knew of Andy when she was a junior in high school, and I'm connected with some certain people in Colorado that know good basketball out there. But we tried to get her after her freshman year. She had a stellar year. I don't think she was a diamond in the rough. People just don't always go to Casper, Wyoming, and so you got to know where to look, and then you got to build relationships, man. And we don't just rely on rankings. I think rankings are what they are. That's not indicative of if you can play basketball or not. We believe in the eye test, and so we go out and we watch a lot of basketball. And when we get leads, we follow up on the leads. And she's somebody that most people would think she's just a shooter because she was one of the best shooters in the country at the JUCO level. But if you really watch her game and what Andy does, I mean, her stat line last game has only happened one other time in the last 40 years at North Texas. More than 5 rebounds, at least 5 rebounds, 5 assists, 5 points, and at least 2 steals and 2 blocks. Only one other person did that. She makes winning basketball plays. She was a state champion in high school. She led Casper to the best years they've had in their program history, and she's a leading scorer in Casper history. She's a basketball player, and she's a winner, and that's what we look. If you look at the type of players we've signed the last 2 years, we've signed winners, and that's what's great about this team is they make winning basketball plays.
Coach, I was able to catch some of what you said during that first time out, but one of the things that you said was you challenged them to not let them get to 40 until the fourth quarter. They were damn near about to reach that mark. How proud of you about how they responded and rised up and elevated their effort?
Well, we didn't want them to score 40, or more than 40 for the game. And at the 5-minute mark, what's impressive, and I'm very proud of our ability to lock in, they had 40 points going into the fourth quarter. And at the media timeout in the fourth quarter, they had 40 points. We held them scoreless for the first 5 minutes, and then there was a drop off that last 5 where we allowed them to score 10 points. But it shows what we're capable of doing, definitely in stretches. And that I thought that fourth quarter was the best our starting lineup came out and played basketball and guarded the way we're capable of doing. And that's what they did versus Grambling. Our starting lineup came out and we played defense, right? And so I think that's what's really special about this team is we can get it done on both ends. And, we've had teams before. I thought our first year's team, we had to outscore people. If we got to 70, we were going to win. Last year's team, still a really good team, but I thought our strength was more on the defensive end. If we held a team under 60 points, I thought we were going to win the game. And I think this team has more wiggle room and can play different ways. And so good to see this team be able to lock in really well in stretches.
Coach, you had 68 points in the paint. Just talk about after a rocky first quarter start, you were still able to get your team to go downhill and attack the basket.
Yeah, I think we got those points in a variety of ways, too. We got some, players that got downhill and got to the basket and scored. We had some transition points, and then we got some offensive rebounds where we got the ball around the basket and went back up and scored it. But then I thought we were intentional of looking at our bigs in transition and getting the ball to them. So it wasn't just one way that we scored the ball in the paint. We scored the ball in a variety of ways in the paint, and that's in how we've been wanting to play since we've been here. Play inside out, score in the paint. We've been one of the best teams in the country the last 2 years as far as points in the paint. And that's not something that we're going to shy away from because we can get to the free throw line when we get the ball to the paint. And I feel like we get clean looks from 3. All the threes we got today, I thought for the most part were clean looks. They didn't all fall like they did the first few games. But it's great to see that we're not just relying on one way of scoring. We can score in a variety of ways. So,
One more for Coach, if anybody has anything.
You talked a lot about, the slow start for sure, but it was, I think, an interesting point you also made that this is a very new team. You've been here 3 years now, but this team is very unique, and I think an early season challenge like this, how do you think that really makes the momentum going forward for this team, especially going into conference play later on?
Hopefully it gives, again, confidence and belief in what we do and how we do things, belief in each other. It's a fun team. It's fun to watch them celebrate each other in the game. We watch culture clips every day or after every game, and we're watching how we celebrate each other. One of the big things today or this week was we thought after last game we didn't point to the passer enough. We had 20-plus assists, and if I'm passing you the ball and you score and you don't point back to me, why not, man? Do you want me to pass you the ball again, right? And so, and they took that to heart. Like if you watch them in warm-ups or in practice the last couple of days, they were like making sure they're calling them, hey, point back. This team enjoys each other. They celebrate each other. After the game, like we go down, we highlight people, and they're genuinely celebrating each other. And so I think that's one of the things that even though we have a bunch of new players, it makes this team fun. It makes it special because of their on-floor and off-floor chemistry. So even though we have a lot of new players, that can't be an excuse. I mean, nowadays with the transfer portal, with rev share, with NIL, there's going to be turnover, and hopefully, our goal is to sustain as many players as we can. We believe our culture is elite, and so we want to keep players here, and I think players like playing here. But whether we have 2 returners or 8 returners, whatever it is, we expect to win. And so it can't be an excuse for us that we have a bunch of new players as to why we don't get stuff done. And so we're 3-0, and our goal is to do everything in our power to get to 4-0 with no excuse.
Thanks, Coach. All right, Andy. Well, it seemed like such a great all-around performance for you guys after that start. What were your overall thoughts on what you guys went today?
Yeah, I think we did start out slow, but our defensive pressure just really brought us back into the game, and just ultimately is what held us to succeed and what we were trying to do in the first place.
Did you guys just come out a little flat, or what was the
Yeah, I think we just we didn't get up. We didn't play defense in the first 4 or 5 minutes, so I think that was one of the big things. And just getting stops. We need to get stops and then flow into our offense that way.
Yeah, and you guys are off to the best start here in, I don't know, what, about 10 years or so? What have you guys done so well early in the season, and can that carry forward as you guys start facing some stiffer competition?
To be honest, we just going to every game and thinking, okay, let's win. We give each other goals every game, so I feel like that's why we're starting off so well. Like, we need to attack this goal, and we do it. So that's why.
Do you feel like you've improved over these 3 games?
Definitely, yes. Especially our defense definitely got better over the 3 games, for sure.
Yeah, 11 new players. Have you guys started over the span of 3 games here before you guys start facing tougher competition? Do you feel like you guys have kind of gelled as a team here a little bit?
Yes, I feel like we gelled since the first day we met each other. Yeah.
Kai, obviously you got the top dog award here today. Just what does that kind of mean to you in terms of what kind of performance?
It means everything to me. I've been working every day, getting in the gym, extra work for this. I'm trying to show everybody what I can do.
The coach really highlighted the fact that you ended up with 8 rebounds as a guard. How did that kind of come about, and was that something you kind of focused on in this game?
To be honest, yes, I focused on rebounds. I was trying to attack every rebound I could possibly get, and I'm gonna keep doing that every game.
And then obviously, Andy, you ended up with 17 points today. Just what you got to see from that end?
Yeah, I think just with our offense, it can be anybody's night, and tonight I had 17. So I mean, everybody has their days that they score more, and everybody has their days that they score less. So I mean, that just shows how all around our team is, and everybody's gonna have their nights.
And then after that slow start for you guys, was there kind of a moment where you guys kind of felt like everything kind of settled down? You guys started generating some momentum?
Yeah, I mean, I think after that timeout, we just came back and we knew that we had to lock in on defense, and that's what worked for us.
What got said in that timeout?
I don't know, just that we had to lock in on defense. Yeah, play harder.
You've really kind of hit the ground running here. What do you attribute your fast start to as you came into North Texas?
I think just the team, the coaches, everybody's supportive, and everybody has your best interest at heart. So I know everybody's here for me, and everybody is gonna push me to be the best that I can.
How much are you guys looking forward to being tested a little bit here by some tougher teams?
I'm looking forward to it. I'm ready. I'm ready to compete.
Yeah.
I want it to be. Obviously I want to beat them by a lot, but it's gonna feel better to be the underdog. I want to be the underdog so we can show everybody what we can do. Yeah.
Any other questions? Andy, you finished with 17 points and 8 in the first quarter. Even though y'all did have that slow start, how were you still able to build up that momentum in the first quarter?
Yeah, I think our slow start was because of defense, but we were still able to just trade buckets with them, which is not what we want to do. But getting just on the offensive side, just getting the ball movement and getting to the rim, I think was the biggest thing.
So most people in the room don't know this, but you two played against each other. What's it like now being teammates? after
Great.
you
I love
had to
it.
play
Yes.
against each other the
Yes, I
national
love
tournament
Andy.
last year?
Yes.
Yes.
Don't want Makai guarding me anymore.
I love it.
All good? Yeah. Thank you.
Yes. Good, Andy.
Good job.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.